Hello friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti, everybody calls me Ciotti, and I have special guests today. EvaFPV is over here, and my dad's over there.
Yes, I am.
He's sitting down in a comfy chair. Welcome to today is Sunday, I never know what to call it, so Q&A stream. We're testing some prototype motors here today. 603 30,000s, which I'm super excited about. 603s are in between 702 and 802. Previously, we've only had 26,000 kV, which is just not quite enough. But Jesse from tinywhoop was cool enough to do, 30,000. So we're going to compare these 30,000 603s to 30,000 702s. But first, this is a prototype motor that's a 702. And we're going to test that against the 702 32,000s, which is the main thing that I'm super curious about, and Jesse is too. So yeah, that's going to be what we get up to today. And in the chat, Bob Bruce was first, Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper was next, Nani FPV, Christian 16-bit, Juicy, Danzilla, Nani again, Northern Tier, TK, Robert Rosser, Rock Crawler. YouTube has now made the colors everybody's names are a different color. So I'm going to be, until they fix this, I'm going to struggle through this because it makes it a lot more difficult. Freelojo, Subsonic, Jackalope. God, it makes it so much more difficult. Nasty FPV, Brandon's Baked Beans, Mo Blades, Marcel Off Axis, Eric Mo, Aber the Ham. We're going to leave it there. If you want the Gangly Man to say your name, you got to come into the chat early and say, hey, if you want to talk to me directly, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll light up an orange like this. Oh, no, you're talking to me. If you don't do that, I won't know you're talking to me. What do you think of that? Bob Bruce tagged me and said, how's it going? Denzilla says, greetings. Hope your Sunday is a fun day. Mystery guest, I'm intrigued. Rock Crawler says, hey. Rob Axison says, hola. If you responded on Discord, I can't find it. Really?
Hi, Rob.
That's true. You guys know each other.
We've met in person. In a bar with alcohol.
Rob, you know what it is? Somebody, Michael D, messaged me on Discord, interested in the HDZero gear. So it's between the two of you guys. So message me, because I might just get rid of all the HDZero stuff. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But message me on Discord so that I can keep it straight. Because when I'm talking like one of you guys through email with God knows what email address, and then somebody else with a different, you know, with a name, sometimes I'll just think like, oh, it's the same person, because they're messaging me about the same thing. And a lot of you guys have 14 different names and I struggle with any of your names, to be quite honest, because I'm not great with names. But yeah, so Rob, message me on Discord if you don't mind. And I'm still waiting for Michael D to get back to me. Yeah, tell me what HDZero stuff you want and or need, because I have the module that hangs off the front of the goggles. I have a 200 milliwatt VTX. I have a couple of cameras. I have the 1S set up, and I think I might have another VTX. I think I might have two 200 milliwatt VTXs. So yeah, let me know what you want. I might just get all the way away from HDZero because I'm diving into Walk Snail. And it just doesn't make any sense to have analog, old school DJI, HDZero, and Walk Snail. That's just absurd. It has to, like, 3 is the max. If you have more than 3 video systems,
you have problems.
You have issues. You pick, yo. It's crazy to have 3. We should have 2. We should have 1. But you can't just have 1, because you have to have analog for whoops. I mean, I guess you could just... I would love to just have 1. I would love to just go back to analog across the board and just be done with it, because it works great. Rob Axison says, you were right, Atlanta buildings are a playground for FPV, too bad it was raining and cold. Yeah, it's been miserable to fly out. So I just haven't flown outside in a while, because it's been miserable. Nani says, no, don't tell me what to do. I'm doing all 3. Minus DJI. Nice. Yeah, like 3... I hate to admit this, but like 3 makes... I think a lot of people have 3. Because you have to have analog. At this point, I think damn near everybody has old school DJI. And then it's like, well, 03 is great, Walk Snail is great, HDZero is interesting.
Gets you everything.
Yeah, unless
you
you need to output live footage.
Oh, true.
Right? I feel like there's always that one fucking thing that like either analog or Walk Snail or 03 or like it doesn't do. Subsonic Freak knows what's up. I'm analog all the way. I'm into that. Jackalope says, did you ever make it through that square gap in the hotel lobby? I did, but not full stank. I made it through it, like, back off and actually fly through it. I didn't do, like, a full-blown split-ass that I just full commitment got through those holes in the door. Because the gaps, the holes in the door were this big, but then the gaps between them were this big. And so if you think about that, you've got a hole, but then you've got... So you've got like yes, but then you've got no. So it's your chances are 1/9, whatever that maths works out to. 11%. What's 1/9 in percentage? 11%. 11 times 99. Yeah, 11% chance of getting through there. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Unbelievably, I'm caught up on chat already. So let's put this into, this is the rig with the 702 prototype motors. Let's put this into Betaflight, get the motor spinning the right, well, I guess I have to plug the motors in. That would help. Get them spinning the right direction. Oh shit! I don't have any charged tinywhoop batteries. That was silly.
There's
Chat.
stuff over here.
Ask questions.
There's batteries on the floor.
Oh
here.
yeah. Those are goggle batteries.
All right.
We need these tiny little fellas. Chat, do you have any questions for EvaFPV or Father Time Ciotti?
Father Time. Oh, shit. Way to make me feel old on the day before your birthday.
That's true. Oh, Dad, hold that box up. Walk over here and hold that box up. Look what my incredible father got me for. I think I told this on the stream, but this guy calls me like 2-3 weeks ago. He's like, hey, I'm in. Where were you, Savannah?
Best Buy in Tallahassee.
He's like, I'm in a Best Buy in Tallahassee. They have PS5s.
They had hundreds of them.
I was like, oh shit. He's like, you want one for your birthday? I'm like, hell yeah.
The empty boxes were really cheap.
Ready for Facebook Marketplace.
I haven't like actually seen stock of those ever.
Me either. Not once. Not once.
Have you watched a video of people unboxing stuff? It's mostly done with Apple equipment.
And there's bricks inside.
No. When some of the first new Apple equipment is sold, people unbox it on the air.
Oh, right.
And it becomes popular.
Right. And then they get robbed in the street.
Yeah.
Well, there was one guy who took his iPhone out outside the store and dropped it on the floor.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So he just marched back in.
It's pretty cool. Right?
Look, you gave me a broken iPhone.
New one, please. Kevin says,
Go upstairs and get something to drink.
update for the sim rig.
Can I get you
Sort of,
anything?
yeah. I am good, thank you.
Good?
I'm good too. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, we've got batteries on the charger. I can't believe I forgot. I've got the Betaflight charger up at 0.9 though, so it should charge those up pretty quick. And one of those batteries is already at 4 volts. Although, let me get another couple. I actually need to do a WeBleed FPV order for some fresh batteries. Luckily, they have them back in stock. So help me God if they sold out. Hold on. Let's see.
That's always how it goes.
Bleed FPV. Where are the batteries at? We'll do it the right way. Aha! They're still in stock. Fantastic. Wait. Okay, good. If you need tinywhoop batteries, these are the ones to get. I have actually had, so I've had 6 of these WeBleeds, 6 of the tattoos, and 6 of the tinywhoops. And I'm 99% sure that they're all made in the same place. They're all made in the same place, as well as the Newbie Drone Nectar Gold. They're all made in the same place. But for whatever reason, the WeBleed batteries have lasted longer. But that's not the reason to get them. The reason to get them is that they use a sticker that wraps all the way around the bottom, and it gets hung up less on the ducts. So best case scenario, they're all made in the same place, so you might as well have the one with the better sticker on it. Worst case, that doesn't make much sense, but yeah. In one scenario, they're all identical, and this one has a better sticker. In another scenario, maybe magically these are actually better, because I absolutely have had these hold up better than the tattoos and the tinywhoops. That's probably just too small of a sample size, and coincidental. But yeah, WeBleeds are the ones to have, in my opinion, because of the stickers. There's no other reason not to get. I mean, they're out of stock. Once they're out of stock, yeah, then you got to get the ones that are in stock. But since these WeBleeds are in stock, you should get them. And if you don't mind, I do have a affiliate link to the WeBleed store. Oh, I got a battery that's juicing all over the place. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It's got to be this leaking. It's got to be that one that's currently in the process of exploding. Yeah, wow. I only have 6, 7, 8, 9. I only have 10 of these batteries right now. I've lost a lot of these BT 2.0 300 mAh batteries in the last couple of months, but I'm pretty rough on them. Yeah, I gotta put that on that poster frame over there.
Oh, that's where it belongs then.
Yeah.
On the floor.
Look at this one. It's poofy. I keep running them when they're poofy because, you know, I'm a badass. Why not? That's it.
If it's still making power, it's good.
I know. Yeah, for real. It's just such a pain in the ass to get them to fit in a little battery tray. My God. Madhukar says no HDZero for whoops. Why? It's just not good enough. Like it's 4 extra grams of weight, and then it's a full second board, so your whole stack gets taller, which hurts durability. And then it's just not good enough. Like 4 grams of extra weight for HDZero, and it doesn't really look all that much better than analog, versus 8 extra grams.
Is fruit?
Fruit.
Oh, I'm good.
Versus 8 extra grams for walk snail, and it looks phenomenal. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, I would rather save the 4 grams and have analog, or add the 8 grams and have walk snail. You know what I mean? I personally can't. For racing, I get it. 90 frame per second camera, HDZero all day long. But I'm not going to race. I don't find racing fun, and it just makes me want to scream.
90 hertz camera, all that special.
Really?
I mean, it was definitely smooth. It just didn't feel smoother than a good analog setup.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. All right.
Probably see more than on analog.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like, I'm confident that it's better for racers, but that ain't me. Motors.
Like, yeah, this is lower latency than DJI, but
right.
It's
Same as
not
analog.
gonna make me fly better.
Yeah. Wizard start and spin. All right. Let's get these motors spinning in the right direction. We've got motor 1 is correct. Come on. Motor 2 is correct. Could it be? Nope. Never. They're never all right, which is very weird. And motor 4 is wrong. I don't think I've ever had motors 3 and 4 be wrong. That's kind of weird. Let's double check it. Motor 1 is props out. Motor 2 is props out. Motor 3 is props out. Motor 4 is props out. We're good. So this battery is mainly dead. I mean, we could... No, that would be a static thrust. That's fine. Never mind, friends. So yeah, these are the prototype motors on here, and I'm just thinking of different ways to see if they'll wind up higher. But we're just going to do it in the air. We're just going to figure out in the air if this thing makes more power than the current highest KV 702s, which are 32,000s.
We can blind test them.
What's KV?
We're just gonna hear it.
Oh,
I
true.
guarantee it's just
Yeah.
gonna be an audible thing. It is
Kinetic
volts. I actually don't know what the letters stand
What
for,
is it, KV?
but it's volts times RPM.
I can't remember what
'Cause-
it stands for.
In my
does
experience,
KV
KV
stand
is
for?
thousands of volts. Kilovolts.
Yeah, it's not that.
I know that.
It's not that.
We're not
the
dealing with
voltage.
this.
I don't want a unit of potential equal to 1,000. Oh no, so that's what does KV in motors
Somebody in the
stand
chat
for?
has to know.
RPM, that's it. Yeah, RPM times RPM over volts. That's it. Voltage constant. That's VK. Constant voltage, KV. K with a constant with a K. Is that really what it is?
Maybe?
Motor velocity constant. Kevin Sumner says. What do those letters stand for, though? Maybe there's not. Maybe they just picked 2 letters. It's a mathematical constant. Kevin says.
Yeah, it could be some weird math term.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's a
We don't pay
acronym.
any
I don't think it's an
attention to
acronym.
weird math.
K. Oh, okay. Kevin Sumner says K subscript V.
Oh,
Oh, right. K for RPM.
okay.
Yeah.
V for voltage. Yeah. 661 says kilovolts. That ain't it. Let me get caught back up on chat. Rob Oxison says, got the new HDZero goggles with the walk snail module. If no one knows, the new goggles have a loose optic issue. HDZero goggles with a walk snail module. That's interesting. I never thought about that. That's kind of cool.
That gets you everything except DJI.
But I have, yeah, right? But I have heard of the HDZero goggles having some issues, which is super sad because, good lord, what a waiting list, and they're expensive. Brandon's Baked Bean says, holy crap, it's the day before our birthday. It is indeed. It is indeed April 16th. Brandon's Baked Beans and I are both April 17th humans. Kevin...
Hold that against him.
Happy birthday, Brandon.
Happy birthday, Brandon, for sure. Because I won't. Well, no, we'll do it tomorrow night. We'll be live tomorrow night. Kevin Sumner says, update for the sim rig. Indeed. Lively FPV says, just rebuilt my Crux with the X12 FR Sky. Okay. Have had 2 good batteries from it. Just flying around the garden. Went to fly today. I arm, and then it starts to ascend on its own, not full throttle. Lively, what happened on the second battery that you flew? Did you slam it into something real hard? I'm going to assume that you slammed it into something and that bent a prop or a motor. Hopefully it bent a prop and you can bend it back. So take the rig and just spin, look at it side on, and just spin the props, and you should have one prop blade that's bent. You're going to bend it back to get it as even as possible. Worst case scenario, you bent a motor shaft. That's not really repairable. That's a replace kind of situation. But yeah, something must have happened on that second battery to cause it. They don't just, like, typically, they don't, and they shouldn't just overnight shit their own pants and start not working. I've seen it before, though. So, yeah, look for mechanical damage. Look for physical damage. Kevin Sumner says, have you flown the 90 foot frame per second HDZero camera? I have not. I do not have a... I've not done an HDZero build into, like, a rig that would use one of those cameras because the VTXs are 200 milliwatts, and that's just not enough. So, I just... Unless they come out with like a 500 milliwatt VTX, I don't know what it's for. It's for race rigs, but they just don't have a half decent freestyle setup. The 1 watt VTX weighs like 500 pounds, and it's just massive, so it just doesn't make sense. Which sucks because I want to love HDZero because it's very cool and open source and awesome, but I just can't find a use for it. All right, cool. We're caught up on chat. Batteries are still banging away here. Although, no, we got one that's 4.33. That's close enough. I'm going to really quickly put this on this rig with the 32,000s. But then it's going to go right on the... No. We'll put it on the... we'll put it on the 30,000s first. I just have to know if they will... spin up, if I will be able to hear them spin up to a higher RPM. And now you know what the prototype motors are. But you were going to figure that out anyway. Do I have a transmitter? Hey, I do. Look at that. Any questions for Father Ciotti? Any soldering questions or... Princeton Plasma Physics Lab. Princeton Plasma Physics Lab was in the something.
No, it was I think Lawrence Livermore Inertial Confinement Fusion Facility reached break-even, which is the first time anybody has reached break-even in fusion research.
Oh, okay.
They did that this winter.
Is PPPL still up?
As much, yes, they're very small now.
Still there, right?
That means as much power into the fusion fuel as energy comes out, although it's still nowhere near a usable fusion power generating reactor.
It still makes too much power all at once.
We're always 20 years away. It's 20 years away and always will be.
Always 20 years away.
Yes, it was when I was there in the 70s.
That's frustrating.
Just really wish the world had invested more in nuclear power.
702 32,000. I just want to hear the pitch that this makes when I blast the throttle with it in clean air. Is the deal here. Or it won't bind for no good reason. They're not supposed to stop working overnight, but sometimes they do. And now it's fine. Every time. Alright, let's see. If you guys want, you can cheat and look at the amp readout. Oh boy. Alright, that's all I need to know. Just right into the roof. I shouldn't have blipped the throttle that many times, but maybe we'll be able to tell. Alright, so now I just kind of like have that pitch in my mind as to what sound that made. Now we're putting it into a different rig.
And the neat sound it made when it hit the ceiling.
That's true.
And we can look at the dig in the acoustic tile, see how big of a dig this
see
one
how much
makes.
of an impact.
Here we go.
Left.
Yep. It winds up higher. A little bit.
Sharper.
You can hear it, right?
Yes.
Yep. A little bit more.
Okay, there's a dig I can measure.
All right, let's compare.
So we are not. What can I say? Look at this, by the way. We Bleed FPV sent this to me.
Oh, that's
It's got lights, yo. So 32,000 kV. Oh my god. 32,000 kV is not the limit as to how much power these motors can make. The question now becomes, do we want more than 32,000 kV? Which is kind of what I'm
You're kind of hitting the
Modern
ceiling
Family?
every time.
trying to figure out right now. Say again, Dad?
Who's a fan of Modern Family?
Anybody in chat a fan of that show? Yeah, so these absolutely make more power because I just keep hitting the ceiling. So I need to like recalibrate the amount of throttle blip that I give these, which is pretty cool because, you know, more power is always better, right?
Target.
Huh?
I'm giving you a target.
Oh. Oh god, this is gonna get stuck in your hair. Oh god. Didn't need to disarm it.
In Modern Family, the father flew a remote control airplane into his son-in-law's face.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was Eye of the Needle. That's what they called it.
Thread the needle?
Thread the needle. That's it.
Yeah, wow, so these for sure make more power. At least on the Gemfan biblades, but 702s should be on Gemfan biblades.
You know, Aaron,
My
I've
God.
watched this.
I got these.
I've watched the on-board video of this hundreds of times on your streams.
But line of sight is cooler, isn't it?
Oh my god!
The way they change directions is just absurd.
Oh my god! It's just a totally different experience. You all have to come into Aaron's basement.
Okay, so these motors rule. Wow, I can't usually get them like quite that dialed. This is yeah, okay. So hopefully maybe there'll be a CiottiFPV motor. Maybe this is it. I would love that. Nani FPV says Modern Family is hella funny. CiottiFPV for Dad. Your Majesty says these motors soldered or plugged? Plugged, yo. I refuse to solder these motors. It's just silly. A, because I test them a lot, but B, because it's just silly. And it doesn't save much weight. It saves like 0.3 of a gram. What'd you say?
I said there's just no point.
It's just silly. Although now that we're getting up into these higher and higher and higher KVs, it might actually deliver more power. I'm still not going to do it.
Soldered then plugged?
Soldered rather than plugged.
How many amps are going into the motors?
Oh, not many.
What's the total amp draw?
Total amp draw is probably only... I mean, you guys tell me in chat. Did you happen to look? Did anybody happen to look at amp draw? I cannot get this. Abraham says all 4 motor plugs are 0.2 of a gram. Yeah, it's really an inconsequential amount of weight.
And if it's not many amps, you're not going to gain anything by soldering.
So you can get that for me. Thank you. Yeah, the racers do it, and they swear to God that it's worth it. But it's
the racers
just
solder
silly.
their motors in?
Yeah. But they're doing it for weight as much as anything else.
That's
they're going
like
for
comparing a NASCAR to a F1.
yeah. Right. That's a great analogy.
Oh my god, I'm stuck.
And that it really gets up in there. Nani says those gates are on my list to buy. Very cool. If you buy them, Nani, do me a favor, use that. I have a Weebly affiliate link. Brandon Woodford says very cool that your dad's just chilling. It is indeed. Oh, good call. I never even thought to.
Break it.
If you hit the when the BT 2.0 connector is plugged in, if you hit on the rear, it'll ram this little. It's the only not great thing about this little 180-degree plug. It'll really bury it into the battery, and then it's hard to unplug it.
Just had to use pliers to get that off.
Oh yeah, there was a plier situation there. I'm gonna put this right back on the charger because it. Oh no, it didn't over discharge. It's still at 3.7. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's a lot. Not yet. Coming up though.
Okay.
Well, here 4.33. That's nuts. I mean, it's incrementally a little bit more, but I'm surprised that it's as much of a difference as it is. That's a thing. That makes me happy. I'm really happy that we have not found the limit of KV yet. I'm good, thank you. I have this. Eva, water?
Sure. Water? Thank you. What's your arm switch again, this one?
EvaFPV going up on somebody else's rates with a horrendously overpowered tiny whoop in the house, ready for death.
I can adjust your goggles.
Death approaching. 661 says, what's the difference in motor weight 603 versus 702? Great question. It's not much, but you can definitely feel it in the air. I'll give you an exact number right now. 603, 30,000 is 1 point. I did not talk because my breath loads the scale down. 1.8 grams for a 603. And then for these new tinywhoop 702s, looking like 1.5, although let's give it a second, it might settle down to 1.4. Settled down to 1.4. That's not nothing. 1.4 versus...
What's your turtle mode?
Wow, 1.8. This switch in the middle.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, 603s are heavy. And then another comparison point here is the EX802, which is... What was that? Oh, it's in the corner. Yeah. The EX802s are only 1.9 grams.
No, I'm in angle mode. What's your angle mode?
Okay. There you go. Wow. So the EX802s, are not, I know, right? Are not, they're not normal. Like, they have a lighter weight bell design. So this is kind of a stacked test in favor of the, the 802s. Damn. 603 it's kind of heavy, but I bet you the 603 with the new Gemfan tri-blade prop is a really hot combo on, especially with 30,000 kV. So there's still hope for these 603s. But here's what I will say: if you want that 702 ultra lightweight flight experience, you're not going to get it from 603s. 603s feel way more like 802s than 702s. But that's okay, because we've got all the 702s in the world. And 603... So here's what I'm going to say. These 603s will give you the flight feel in terms of weight of these EX802s, but more durability. So if you're yeah, that kind of puts them in. If you're looking for something durable, the EX802s are not it. They spit magnets out and they're kind of annoying. I've actually had not a terrible time with them, but plenty of people have had issues with the EX802s not being durable. So yeah, if you're looking for a little bit more power, although here's the thing, until we get 603s in 32,000 or maybe even higher KVs, these really high KV 702s might make more power. We'll know in a little bit, because I do want to test these 603s with tri-blades. But yeah, you guys following me? Isn't that nuts?
A bit more.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's not as major as trying the 32,000s for the first time.
Right. Yeah, it's a thing though. God damn. You know, what would be an interesting test would be 30,000 versus 32 versus these prototypes, to see if is it like 5% more and then another 5% more, or is it like 5% more and then 1% more?
Yeah.
That would be a cool test. We're not gonna do that today. Maybe we'll do that Whoop Wednesday. Let's get this battery back on the charger. So yeah, wow, okay, 32,000 is not the limit. It's not the stopping point. So the reason for doing this, one of the reasons for doing this testing like this, is that Jesse and I had a conversation a while back about. So Jesse works with Ethan from Micromotor Test Labs. Who remembers Ethan from Micromotor Test Labs? Early days of this live stream, Ethan was doing a lot of testing and putting some really good data up, and then he just kind of disappeared for a little while. Jesse's been working with him kind of behind the scenes. And when Ethan has been testing 702s, I think the number was like 27,000 or maybe 28,000 or maybe 29,000 on a static thrust stand. That's over there. But on a static thrust stand where the motors are sitting there and they're pulling in static, non-moving air and then accelerating it. A 702 above like 27 or 28 or 29,000 kV stops making more power. But when we fly, we're not stuck, right? Like when we first blip the throttle on the ground, sure. But as soon as we start moving, there's incoming air. And the incoming air makes the job easier of the motors. So unless we build some sort of a wind tunnel that is going to push incoming air at varying speeds, and then we got to find some kind of math that says how hard that incoming air needs to be pushed, right? Like when the when the motor and prop spins up and they're making 30 miles an hour of wind, does that incoming air to simulate the real world need to be coming in at 20 miles an hour or 15 or what? And it varies, right? Like you're flying along at 10 miles an hour and you hammer the throttle, you've got 10 miles an hour of incoming air. But then as the props speed up and start blowing more air, the incoming air is going to come in faster, right? So like what's the differential? And does it even matter? Because when you go complete full throttle, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's math around it because that's what wind tunnels test, right? Like airplanes and propellers are tested in wind tunnels, and when you have the budget, you're going to figure that nonsense all out. FPV, we don't really have the budget. But, so yeah, static thrust stand testing is great, but it's not the whole story. And we're trying to get to the limits with these tinywhoop motors. Because platforms that are this small have a lot of inefficiencies. So testing these in the real world is really like the only way to do it, because it's the only way to get that incoming air. And luckily we have ears and we can just hear. Like I can just literally hear that this rig is spinning up, although it was obvious, like you could also feel it. But so this particular prototype motor is not well, this might be the limit. This might be the upper limit, right? This might be it. But and Jesse is excited about this. we're going to go even farther. Like he said to me, you know, I'm going to send you these, and if they're not the limit, we're going to keep going. And so, yeah, that's pretty cool. Eventually, we will find a limit. And that's important because once you find that absolute limit, you do want to back off.
There's
like, this
also
is
a
not...
soft limit just based on battery.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, do we start mangling the batteries? Although I still get over 3 minutes in these flying in small spaces. Yeah, it's not a motor limiting. Like, a KV that is too high, like way, way, way too high at that point, you don't really want to motor limit that down because you're never going to run it at 100%. Because when the KV gets absolutely too high, it doesn't make more power, but it still eats more voltage. So you have, it basically becomes overpropped. Because, you know, technically speaking, if we get these motors where the KV is too high for these GemFan bi-blades, technically we can cut one of these blades off, put a counterweight on it, and it'll push through, right? With only one blade, it'll free up, it'll be less drag on the motor, and it'll allow it to spin up to the higher KV that the motor is. So, or a less pitchy bi-blade. I think the HQ bi-blades are slightly less pitchy. So, yeah. But don't get the HQ bi-blades because you have to drill them out, and I don't have any drill bits left to sell you. 661 says, I wonder what a 602 would weigh and how it would fly. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a 602 within the next year. I don't know anything about it, but with how good the 702s are, I wouldn't be surprised if Jesse asks the motor manufacturer to try to make a 602. And the fact that they've made a 603 means that they can make the bell and the bearings small enough for the 6mm wide stator. And then the height of the stator, we know that they can do a 2mm high stator because 702s exist and 802s. So, yeah, a 602 motor should be able to exist. But, I mean, how much lighter is it really going to be? Like, what did these weigh? Was it 1.4? 1.4, I think? Yeah, 1.4. Is it? I feel like there has to be a point where we hit diminishing returns. And like at the moment, it's like, yeah, that's 703s, but is it? Because we haven't. Somebody's got to make it in order for us to really figure that out, I think. Denzel the Terrible says, tell Eva to tell us about her badass cinelifter. There you go.
Oh, nothing really new on it.
What's the build though? Let's go through the build.
Akira frame, Shendron's Akira frame.
So just in case you guys don't know about it, there it is. Yeah, ignore the price.
Oh damn! Did it even go up?
Was it less than that when you bought it? Thank God.
It was $770.
Nice. So there's the.
And I also got it with the DAC mount included.
That's right. That's right.
Like
that was the deal that you got. So
yeah,
yeah.
$770
for just the carbon fiber frame.
Yeah.
For is this a 5-inch rig?
Oh no, it's a
big
giant
This is
cinema
how
camera.
big are the propellers on it?
9-inch props.
9-inch. Okay, so you're talking about construction equipment here.
Pretty much. Its all-up weight is like 4 kilograms or something.
Oh,
and
okay.
It flies like a 5-inch quad. It's
wow,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's honestly terrifying.
yeah.
So Shendron's Akira with that big boy mount.
Yeah, and then.
And then what did you do for motors? Xnova.
2812s, 1100 kV.
2812s.
Which I'm considering.
The Smooth Line motor series. Okay. In what KV was it?
1100.
1100.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I'm considering trying 8S, and
Oh, what a nightmare.
I'm not sure where. Because I think 1100 might be too high for 8S, but I think 900 is a little bit too low.
Right.
So I'm not sure what else.
What props have seemingly been the best?
I've tried both the HQs and the gem fans. The gem fans, the 9045s. There's.
Did you use glass nylon?
Yeah, they seem to be
Nice.
slightly less, like slightly better balance than the HQ ones. and I've
That
clocked higher
tracks.
GPS top speeds.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
Slightly. Like it was like
Versus which HQs?
HQ
9x5?
I think 9x4.5.
9 by...
I don't remember.
Gemfan has a 9045.
Yeah.
There it is, 9x4.5.
Yeah.
Cool, so there's some prop feedback for you, friends.
Yeah.
They sell them clock versus counterclock.
The gem fans are at least in a pair. You get one clockwise and one counterclockwise.
Okay.
It's still like more
Wow,
expensive. They're like $8 for 2 props.
There are a lot of 9-inch prop options. Why are there only 4 all of a sudden?
Are there? HQ has like a couple.
Here we go.
different
Okay,
pitches,
they have them
yeah.
under X class for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah, there are way more options than I thought up in these big props. Damn. What else? What's that ESC?
The T-Motor 8-in-1.
That's it. 8-in-1. Look at this
Acon
ESC.
now has.
Oh, they don't sell it on
I
Pyrodrone.
don't think Pyrodrone has it. I think it's just search Cine55.
Cine55. That's it. Well, here it is. It's this one, right?
Yeah.
So that's the
That thing
ESC.
is just a brick.
Cool
Soldering 10 gauge battery leads to it is a nightmare because it's just you heat it up. You have to like I bumped my soldering iron to like 500 degrees Celsius or something. like set it to like the max. Used a wider tip, and you touch the pad for like 3 seconds, and the pad is cold afterwards. 'Cause it's just like it's got that big giant heat sink that actually
The
does
whole
something.
thing
It's-
is a heat sink.
It's an 81, so there's just so much copper in that PCB.
Have you ever heard of an American Beauty soldering iron?
We were talking about that last time, yeah.
Yeah, they're about 2 inches in diameter, about 12 inches long.
dang.
Yeah, that's maybe what you need to do that because you don't want to be on the pad for
Ever.
35
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. With this, I was able to I would just go in stage or so. I just like heat it for like 5-6 seconds, then back off for a couple, and then eventually I got enough onto
And
it
they
to
just
solid
have
giant, but
pads on those ESCs. They didn't put
Little looking pads
terminals on
too.
they're-
Little tiny pads. Although I guess the
they're
whole
fairly
thing is
large,
big.
actually.
Yeah.
It's
It's deceiving because the whole
yeah.
thing is big.
they're pretty nicely sized.
Surprised they
motor
didn't put
pads.
turret terminals on there.
And it's nice because it has.
I've
the,
never seen that on our gear yet.
What are turret
Yeah,
terminals?
it dates back to vacuum tube technology. That was when it was very common. You would see
Right.
all over the place. And then when people were switching over to semiconductor,
There they are.
Yeah,
you're looking
That'd
up
be
turret terminals.
On DigiKey. Look at that.
that'd be interesting.
There they are.
But they're usually riveted onto the circuit board, and
Right.
then you solder them to the pad.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So the
That's
riveting
interesting.
Gives you all your strength,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the solder is doing is conducting
Yeah.
the
So
electricity.
you get all the mechanical.
And
strength
then
of
you
the
wrap
robot.
the wire at least 180 degrees around the turret
Oh, they're
terminal,
meant to
but
wrap the
not more
wire.
than 270 degrees.
That's cool.
So you have a real solid connection there, and plenty of material.
Mm-hmm.
How many? Now these are drawing 10 amps, 15 amps.
It's more than that. It's actually I'm not sure what the motor is. It's
Each motor is probably doing 50, 40 or 50, I would
something
think.
like
Yeah, so that is going to heat up
Because I think it's like
the
under
pad.
Mm-hmm.
throttle, like a full throttle load. It's like 180 to 220 amps in the OSD or something.
For all four. All four.
For
all
8.
All 8.
For
motors.
8,
You
yeah.
have 8 motors on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
there it is.
serious. What'd you say it was? 4 gauge wires?
That's what my dad's
It's-
talking
the
about right there.
battery wire is coming from the battery. It's 10 gauge, and then to the motors, it's I think whatever normal motor wire gauge is, like 18 or something across 3 wires.
It's probably the same thickness as these big bastards.
Yeah, they are the slightly bigger ones. Yeah.
Which is 18.
Yeah.
So
Wanna-
I think I've
the
seen
next
motors
time
of
you-
16.
Are you flying this thing now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to feel those wires right after you land.
Oh, yeah,
If they're
right.
warm, they're not big enough. you don't want the wires to heat up.
Oh, true.
You want the wires to stay room temperature because that's a waste in power, and it's very hard on the motor and the battery.
Yeah, I'll have to check that next time.
Yeah, next time just grab the wires. If they're hot, go to the next size,
Yeah, I know
next bigger gauge wire.
the battery leads get a little bit warm, but I haven't checked the motor wires. Yeah.
Well,
You on XT60?
AS150.
Is that just the one step
That's
up?
There
AS150.
goes XT90.
What the hell is that?
And then AS150 is the ones that are plus and minus are independent.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That the batteries have.
Although
That's right.
there's-
That's right.
A lot of people are switching away from them now because there's manufacturing inconsistency with the anti-spark connectors.
Oh my god. Really?
Which is dumb. And I think it's like people are freaking out about it more than they should.
Right.
Like, I think if you just measure them, like if you have good calipers and you measure them, then you're fine. But like there's some people are noticing log files that if you log battery voltage, you'll just get these like occasional drops to like no volts.
Nice. Great. Exactly what you want on a
like,
$1,000 rig.
So I might be switching to XT90s
Jesus.
at some point, but
That's scary.
I measured all of mine and they are like actually what the spec says it should be.
Okay.
And stuff. So it's probably just a case of like, yes, they're sold as AMAS AS150s on Amazon, but someone bought them and they're actually clones. They're
Right.
just really good looking clones, but they're not.
Right.
Actually,
AliExpress
so,
to the
yeah.
to the rescue, or lack thereof.
But
And then flight controller doesn't matter. Video system is Vista.
7 Pro.
And yeah, so there's the whole build, friends. Hey, by the way, this is my full-time job. Support your boy. Come on over here to CiottiFPV.com. Patreon helps me out the most. We've had one new patron for every live stream. Who's going to join tonight? If you don't join, I'll die. Etsy, there's some fun stickers and hardware. Fiverr, you can work directly with me one-on-one. I've been doing this for over 6 years. Don't make the mistakes that I've made.
I will kill Aaron on stream if no one
See?
joins the game.
Save my life, friends. Teespring for some shirts and apparel. PayPal if you just want to support direct.
I'll get it on my iPhone.
And then look at all these
Multiple
affiliate
camera
links.
angles. Yeah.
We Bleed FPV, Newbie Drone, FPVCycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God's website, HDZero, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, AliExpress. If you're doing an order on the internet, somebody has an affiliate link to that website. Try to find it and hook them up, and then they'll hook you up and make stuff for you to watch.
I remember they have the Camera Butter.
I've never bought anything from them, but they make good stuff.
Those are the best.
Let me get caught up on chat here, because you guys are asking great questions as always. Your Majesty, no, we got that. Madukar, we got that. Oh no, we didn't. Suggest my first tinywhoop, please. 65 versus 75 millimeters for HDZero. Wow, HDZero makes it difficult because it's an extra 4 grams. Analog, it's kind of easy because analog, it's 65 for inside, 75 for outside. HDZero makes it a little bit more confusing. But I think I'm still I think it's still the same answer. I think it's still 65, HDZero 65, Mobula 6, HDZero for indoor. And then the Mobula 7 HDZero for outdoor, but also, yeah, it's hard. HDZero adds 4 grams, 75 is already too heavy for indoor stuff, so yeah. Yeah, Mobula 6 HDZero for inside flying, Mobula 7 HDZero for outside flying. Done. And then if you want more power, switch the motors out, because both of those are going to have fairly underpowered motors. But get them up in the air first and see if it has enough power for whatever skill level you're currently at. Gamagonad says... Yeah, for sure. Gamagonad says, parts printed for both AOS frames for you. I'll try to mail them out tomorrow. Very cool, man. Thank you. I have a AOS Cine 25 and 35 coming that are going to become the workhorses for the live stream flying events. So really cool builds coming up soon. Nani says, I use your affiliate links. Thank you, dude. Replaced all my bookmarks. Very cool. That way you don't have to remember to use them. Not just replacing your bookmarks, but like if you don't use bookmarks like me, and when you want to go to Amazon, you just type AMA, you can replace these suggestions, right? So when I type AMA, it suggests the Nut Grabber, which is an affiliate link. This is a big, long affiliate link. So you can like, so if, I've changed all of mine. Not all of them. So if I type EM for Emacs, let's see what it suggests. Hey, look at that, right? So if you type the first couple of letters and then it just suggests like the regular, Emacs.com, you can go over here to the right and you can get rid of it. And now it's not going to suggest regular old Emacs.com, and you can see it doesn't know what else to suggest here, right? EM, it doesn't know. But watch this. You can go to someone's website with an affiliate link, and if you just click that affiliate link a couple times, open it up in a couple different tabs here, your browser will now think that you like going to that affiliate link. So when you come in here and type EM, now it's going to suggest that affiliate link. So now you don't have to think about it. You don't have to go to my website over and over again. You can just kind of trick it into that way. If you don't do that for me, do that for another content creator. Support content creators. It's hard to do. Yeah, affiliate links are an awesome way to do that. It doesn't cost anybody any money. It doesn't do anything other than, make content creators get more money to stay in business and make stuff for you to watch. So do it, yo, or else I will hunt you down and eat your face like a murdering... What's his name? Who was the face eater?
Dexter?
No, the real guy.
Oh, Dahmer.
Dahmer. Couldn't think of it. I could not think of it.
See, I'm here for a reason.
For that Dahmer
To
info.
remember all the
Face-eating murderers, yeah.
that we all know.
661 says, what's the difference in motor weight? 603 versus 702. We just checked that. 1.4 versus 1.7, 1.8-ish. Talked about that. C-Drum says, what's up, homie? 661 says, how many? That's a question. How many tinywhoop props does it take to equal the prop area of one 9-inch prop? So we can actually figure that out for real with a disk loading calculator.
Just add the weight of the small props up.
Oh God, that's true.
Big prop.
That's true.
What are you trying to do?
Figure out how many tinywhoop props it would take to equal a 9-inch prop.
Oh.
So, but disk loading has the aircraft weight factored in.
Disk area, right?
It's disk area. That's it. Disk area. Not loading. Loading
I think that would just
enters
be
in
circumference, right?
the
Or not circumference, but
Is
like a
it?
circle, right?
Is it? Does the fact that it's blades change that though?
I don't know.
Right? Let's see. Disk. Oh well. So disk area is going to be once it's spinning. Yeah, this still works.
Yeah.
No, because the blade width is different.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's true. That's true. That's
So
true.
I don't know
you
if
got to do
it's-
the weight.
Yeah.
Got to add
How
the
much-
weight of the two
how much
and
thrust
ignore
is
the hub.
Ooh, thrust
How much
is an
thrust
interesting
does
way to.
a tinywhoop prop make? Tinywhoop motor make?
Yeah, nobody really
No,
knows.
If I ever 3D printed that thing for you. It's like roughly like what's a tinywhoop weigh?
Disk area.
Like 26 grams or something, right? 25
All
grams?
up, 25, 26, yeah.
And it's got like a 4-to-1 thrust to weight ratio or something.
No, it's way better than that now.
Oh.
Used to. We're getting it up there like 6, 7, 8, I think. Man, that's a good question.
Let's say 7 times 25 divided by 4. It's like 43 grams of thrust per motor.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So,
Here we go. So radius 9, half is 4.5. 9, cool.
Do
Circumference.
you guys get college credit for figuring these questions out? I mean,
So the area of a 9-inch prop is 63.6. So then we'll go with the smallest tiny whoop prop, which is 1.2. So 1.2 and half is 0.6. Wow, it's 60. That makes the math really easy. The area is 1.1. So it's almost 63 times the size. 63.6 divided by 1.13. It is 56 tiny whoop props. 56.2 tiny whoop props. In terms of the area once it's spinning, which is really what matters. Like once that you know, the fact that they look like this when they're stopped doesn't really matter. It's about when they spin up. Good Lord. 56-ish. 53. What did I say? 53? 56.
And it's somewhere
so
around.
how long would the frame have to be to mount that many meters?
So
and you'd have to mount them in a circle.
No,
Fan 9-inch makes.
Put some outriggers
Keep
on.
going.
Oh, I guess it's a 900 kV. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So it'd be something like 3 to 3.5 kilograms of thrust versus 40. So it's like
3.35 is 3,300.
So it's like 75 times more.
Well, that's cool. That's pretty close to what
Yeah.
to what the prop area calculator. So split the difference, and it's basically 60.
So you could build a cinelifter. You could carry a red Komodo with
Good Lord.
100 tiny whoop motors.
Yeah, you have to have 15 ESCs. Actually, you have to have more than 15 ESCs. That'd be a lot of ESCs.
If money wasn't a thing, I want to try this.
Right.
Probably not tiny whoop motors. Maybe like
At Rampage
maybe like these.
last year, they built. Was it an 8 motor? Who was at Rampage last year? Was that an 8 motor rig where they put the big long arms and they had one prop and motor out on the arm?
Oh, that's fun.
Or what? Oh, no. It was the gate. It was the circle. That's right. It was a flying circle gate.
Oh.
So it was motor in like an octagon, I think. That's right. But I swear to God, has anybody seen an X configuration rig with, I swear I've seen this, motor and prop, and then motor and prop, and then motor and prop. I think that's a thing.
Pretty sure I've seen that.
Right?
But like not like as like an FPV drone, but as like. Yeah.
What a great question, 661. Danzel the Turbo says, we want to see your dad in the goggles and on the sticks. Let's see if it runs in the family.
God, no.
He refuses.
No.
He refuses.
No. Aaron flew his, when Aaron lived in South Carolina, he had an extra set of goggles and he put them on me and I was watching him fly. It only took about 15 seconds and then I was almost barfing.
No.
I had to take the goggles off. I cannot do that in the goggles. I can't do that in with the virtual reality on the PlayStation on Gran Turismo. I get motion sickness trying to race a car around a track that I know fairly well.
Right.
And that's essentially 2 dimensions, not 3 dimensions. No,
it is 3 dimensions. It is 3 dimensions.
Well, there is up down, except the only tracks I could run it on were the flat tracks, Monza, and there was one other track that I could do in virtual reality without getting sick. I could run a couple of laps, and then I'd have to take the goggles off.
In the VR though, they have depth programmed in, which is what I'm really excited for with the PS5.
I tried to run the what's the 17-mile track in Germany?
Nürburgring.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't get through the first turn with that thing. With the goggles on, I ripped them off instantly as soon as I saw how steep that downhill was.
Yeah.
So no, thank
Jesus.
you. Unless, well, maybe if we put, those things that the horses used to eat with, if we put one of those around my chin, so that when I
Feed
puked,
bag?
it
Oh,
would,
yeah.
yeah,
Right.
it wouldn't make a mess. I might try it then.
Apparently, if you just keep doing it, you get used to it. I'll let you know.
Sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Gabagonite says, what type of camera is Eva running on cinelifter? OG DJI stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DJI camera.
C-Drum says, how long have you been flying? A little over 6 years. Eva is what, 2? A little over 2?
Just over 2 now.
How about kite flying, Aaron? Count your kite flying.
Oh, God.
That's
I
another
mean, I
4 or 5
stopped
years.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't do it that much. We would go out, what, like
Well,
once
you
a week
did.
for a while?
I did.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
I would stop every night on the way home from work
Sounds familiar.
for a while. Yeah.
Kevin Sumner says, you just need prop area. Awesome, that's what I did. Morton Upshot says, Jeffrey Dahmer used to work at a pizza shop and would put pieces... Oh, my God.
Oh, God. What pizza
that's
shop?
horrifying.
Shit. Wasn't in New Jersey, was it?
And would put pieces of nose on the pizzas that he would make. It was called the Dahmer Nose Pizza. What the fuck? Bulldog FPV says, what kind of all-up weight are you thinking for a 75mm rig with walk snail? That is a good question. I have not thought all the way through that yet, but I wonder what it's going to be. I'm just going to add 8 grams to this one over here.
Probably like... Oh, does it have...
I might try it with the 603s, actually.
It has a VTX in the...
Yeah, right. So I can run a...
external VTX, like, subtract like 2 grams.
Yeah, so I have a cross style, so it's going to be a little bit lighter than this. So 23.2, so then 8, so 31, but then take a gram-ish off. So hopefully right at 30 dry, no battery. And then I'll run the little Emax 300s to keep the weight as low as possible. So hopefully it'll certainly be better than the tiny lifters. It'll be way easier to chase the RC drift cars than the tiny lifters, and that's what I'm most excited about, to be honest. But and yeah, both of these 75mm platforms have plenty of power for the extra 8 grams. So, and the crashes won't be big, so I'll probably just do a 1mm. I'll probably reuse these 603s actually. I think these will be a good motor for that. Where are we at here? Kevin Sumner says, that ignores wasted area from the hubs and the uneven thrust created along the blade length. What's that in reference to, Kevin? Using the area calculator or using the thrust calculation? Bulldog, we got you. The area.
Yeah.
Denzel says, so maybe you inherited your So maybe you inherited your pilot skills from Mrs. CiottiFPV. Kamakuna.
Not the way she drives today. I didn't say that.
Don't worry, she never watches.
Not live
Just you.
on the internet anyway.
Kamakuna says, Catalyst Machine Works has had an X-Class with 2 motors in each arm. That's it. Catalyst Machine Works. Yep. Let's see if we can find it. Catalyst Machine Works. All right, let's see. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to find because their website, they have a lot of different frames. Jesus. I think it was like X-Class, wasn't it? There it is.
Yeah.
Tasmanian. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, there it is.
Weird idea.
It is a very weird idea. Very weird idea. It's considered an octo, though.
Yeah, you're getting so much less authority on those inner motors.
Right.
And like you could...
Wow. What a weird build. And those big, thick arms. Jesus.
Well, they're probably tubes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Tubular carbon. Sort of tubular.
Yeah, that's wild, though.
There it is. Good call. Who called that out? Gamma Gonad. Look at you. Gamma Gonad is into weird quads, apparently. Aren't we all, though? Mm-hmm. Tommy Newton says, what's up? YouTube just did the thing. Gamma Gonad says, I meant the camera planned to carry on the cinelifter. Right. The most important part of a cinelifter.
So I have a Zcam E2M4, which is the...
There it
Micro
be.
Four Thirds 4K.
There it is.
I love it so much. I've been having so much fun playing with it.
So the Z-Cam is what Cricket flies very famously and has slammed into the ground a couple times and it survived.
I have seen brutal crashes
Right.
of people flying Z-Cams and the camera still works. I don't understand it. I mean, it makes sense because it's literally just a block of aluminum with an image sensor embedded in it. But
930 grams.
and I think the Komodo is like 950.
Is it really? I thought it was way
they're
heavier.
Right about the same weight. Then you add lenses and
Right.
stuff, and can easily get it way out of hand.
Instantly gets out of hand.
But yeah, Zcam, and then I know.
What do you have for lenses?
I know at least 2 people with Komodos. So I'm excited. I gotta go up to North Carolina and fly Kyle's Komodo at some point.
Have you just been renting lenses, or do you?
No, I have a Laowa 9mm lens. It's relatively cheap lens. It's like $500.
How do you spell Lao?
Laowa.
That's not bad.
It's not great, not terrible.
Wow, that's really cheap for a big old Micro Four Thirds lens. Damn.
Or Micro Four Thirds is the
f2.8
small,
or not Micro Four Thirds, medium format rather. Damn, not bad.
Yeah,
That's the lens to fly because it's gonna get annihilated if you whatever goes into the
yeah,
ground.
that's the thing. You break the lens, you don't really.
Right.
The camera bodies are harder to break.
C-Drum says, why when I run 1S LiPo OSD will say I'm at 3.1 to 3.2, yet its charger tester shows they're around 3.7. Because of voltage sag, C-Drums. It'll also happen once you land. If you land and just stare at it, the calibrations, could easily be off. But yeah, most of that is voltage sag. Like when I'll land at like 3.2, and then once the battery cools down, and it doesn't have the rig pulling on it, it'll bounce all the way back up to like 3.7. So that's totally normal. That's just that's why we set on tinywhoops. It's also because they're HV batteries, but that's why we have on tinywhoops we set our warnings so much lower. The warnings are set at like 3.1 and 2.9 volts because we're expecting that battery sag. It's also why the tinywhoop batteries don't last very long because we run them down so low and just punish them.
They're disposable.
They are. Thankfully, you're cheap. Kevin James says hello. Veritas Uza says, one of my drones took off at full throttle. Oh, God. Wouldn't throttle down and the battery exploded mid-flight. What would cause that? There have been more reports of that lately. Just rigs going full throttle and just bye-bye.
ESC shorting out?
I don't know. We did not have I didn't hear anybody talking about this for years. And lately, there's been a bunch. Let me ask you a question, Veritas.
So Betaflight 4.3, I noticed, is a lot more aggressive than 4.2 ever was. When I switched to...
I think it's ESC related. Because
it
won't disarm. It won't disarm. That's the
That's
and
weird.
that's what I've been hearing. Veritas, let me guess. It was on Bluejay, wasn't it?
Yeah, going from 4.2 to 4.3 on my Basher 5-inch, those motors were shot, but I was getting, constantly getting desyncs, and then I just swap the motors, and then it's fine. But on 4.2, it was flying great.
That's weird.
So it's 4.3 is just a lot more, and 4.4 now is the same way. It's just a lot more aggressive. The defaults are.
I had to take the Toothfairy 2 off of Bluejay to get it to act right the day before Miami Beach. It would not. It was almost. It was almost as if it didn't have braking.
Interesting.
And then I talked to Brandon's Baked Beans, and he actually tipped me off to some Bluejay issues. Veritas says it was disarmed. Yeah, but what ESC firmware was it on, Veritas? That's what I want to know. Because there's been some. It still obviously shouldn't do it when it's disarmed.
The motors tab.
Wow, that's weird.
The other day, not the other day, like a couple months ago, but it was just switching to 4.4, where I did motor reordering and then the motors went.
Yeah. So that's happened a whole bunch of times
yeah.
to me with the tinywhoops. That's something
that was on
weird.
The lifter too, and that was really freaky.
Right.
Because I was like, okay, never ever
Veritas
ever. plugging this
says
thing in.
Bluejay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
with props on it.
there's been Bluejay's great and all, but
Did Bluejay just get like a new version or something?
there have been a couple new versions. Yeah, over the past like 6 months. Yeah, Veritas. It's on Bluejay. Yeah, there's some weirdness with Bluejay for sure. Branswick Beans just typed in chat. I had Bluejay go full power on me in the motors tab in Betaflight. I hit motor stop and it was grayed out. Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
So yeah, when I tell you guys that like always take your props off other than tinywhoops, this is why. Even though we haven't had this issue in many years, something weird it looks like is going on with Bluejay. So yeah.
Or if you for some reason have to leave props on, plug in with a smoke stopper.
Yeah, smoke stopper is a great solution for that.
Or
I would trust.
Device, but yeah.
I would only trust the EvaFPV. I mean, this is really the
EvaFPV
only smoke stopper you should use anyway.
The EvaFPV I have actually done motor remapping.
Right.
With props on.
Right.
In the field because I was too lazy to take
Yep.
props off.
Branswick Bean says, I think I mentioned this too. Yeah. Scary.
Really
Other than that, Bluejay's good though. And the weirdness that I had with Bluejay, it did not go away. I tried the most current version of Bluejay and one version back with Bluejay, and it was still doing it. It only was fixed when I went to BL Heli. So yeah, the Toothfairy 2 is on BL Heli, which is weird. What's really weird is the same Acon AIO that has is in the 250, and it's on the older prototype version 0.16 of Bluejay that you can't flash anymore, and it's completely fine. So one of these days here, I'm gonna put the newer versions of Bluejay onto the Acon AIO on the 250, and we'll see. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take the 250 apart and take that AIO out of it and put it into something else. Actually, I'm gonna put it into the Toothfairy 2 to see if the problem goes away. Because, yeah, the Toothfairy 2 is getting... it's going to be a cyclist chasing rig, actually, with these. That's not it. I want FPVCycle, not FPV know-it-all. So, yeah, the Toothfairy 2 is going to be a 3-inch sub 250-ish rig. With these...
Legally sub 250.
Legally sub 250. There are batteries that'll go on it to make it sub 250. With these wacky things. And, yeah, this will get us around. Not get us around. That's not the way I want to word it.
Yeah, so
this will prevent... Say again?
That mounts with the motor. That's really weird.
That's
clever, though.
This will cause the Toothfairy to not have any externally rotating parts that could lacerate the skin. There was, like 2 weeks ago, I knew the exact wording to that. But, yeah, that'll be interesting.
It's like exposed components that can cause lacerations.
Yeah, that's it. Exposed components. Such a weird way to word it, but
it's very much legal use.
I'm sure a lawyer. They paid a lawyer $500,000 to word that.
It's funny because like even like the DJI like Mini 2, like they're like sub 250 ones, like
once you put guards on it,
I wouldn't call it a laceration like the open props, but it's like they can. It's a sub
250 folding drone, props, right?
And they're super flimsy props, but they will cut you.
Yeah, I guess.
They'll leave a little nick.
I guess. That's frustrating. It's frustrating we can't just run folding props.
Yeah.
But such is life.
Yeah.
Kevin Sumner says, EvaFPV, where in North Carolina? Near Raleigh? If so, ping me. I'm nearby.
It'll be Charlotte.
There you go, Kevin.
No clue when that's going to be, though.
Veritas, that's horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. But thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, I'm...
Bluejay, man.
glad I'm just spending the extra money now and getting Betaflight 32.
I know, right? My God.
It's like there's functionally, with Bluejay, there's functionally no difference.
And
Like,
apparently Bluejay is going to have high and low PWM soon.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
With,
I have no idea. I have no
600
idea.
cost?
Joey Wigger says, disable PWM dithering in Bluejay to keep motors from going full blast in the motors tab. Known bug. I'll be damned. Okay. Disable PWM dithering. Okay. It doesn't happen often enough.
To my random notes list.
I know, right? I wonder what else turning that PWM dithering off will do. Vertex user says, in retrospect, it was truly spectacular. I really wish I could do that on command. I mean, you kind of can. Just go full throttle and the battery will explode.
Tell them to film it.
Just
Yeah, make sure you film it.
Just
In slow motion.
Create an OpenTX switch where you flip a switch and then it just locks your throttle channel at 100%.
Right. The momentary switch. That's what Protoype did a while ago. They set the momentary switch up with full throttle. And they can you fly with only full throttle? And you can just cycle it on and off. Having it just stay on, though, that's the real test. Gamma Godad says, other than it sometimes trying to kill you, Bluejay is good. True. Yep. True. Other than that, it's awesome. I love it. I will run Bluejay on everything as long as it doesn't try to kill. Joey Whittaker says, no, we got that. 661 says, the carbon guard looks like it could still cut the shit out of people. Yeah, but you know what? It's not externally rotating, and that's what the
it's rotating parts that can cause laceration. Yeah.
Yep, that's what they say.
Very specific.
They say rotating parts that can cause laceration. So hey,
because I guess
we're good.
Propeller is too ambiguous.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like realistically, any of our carbon fiber frames with like somewhat sharp edges could cut the shit out of somebody. So like, what? It's actually kind of nice that they worded it that way because we can have death frames.
Just like plastic.
Yeah, sure.
If you
hit somebody hard enough.
If you hit someone at the right angle, that's gonna.
Joe Whittaker says need to re-enable it afterwards. Ah, okay. So you turn off PWM dithering, you do your shit in the motors tab, and then you turn it back on. I wonder if the PWM dithering though is what's causing some of these problems, right? Denzilla says, can you share a link to that guard? I sure can. It's kind of hard to find because it's buried inside of the drop down here. So I can't really share a link for the guard, but that's a link to the Toothfairy, and then it's right here. Carbon fiber prop guards for 3.5-inch arms, set of 4. So here's the deal. You have to use, and I asked Bob to check this, and he still hasn't gotten back to me. I think that these will fit with the cinewhoop arms, because the cinewhoop arms will, if you don't run the ducts on them, you can run a 3.5-inch prop and they clear. So I think that where the motor pad sits on the cinewhoop arms for the Toothfairy 2 is far out enough for these prop guards. But don't quote me on that. Technically speaking, you have to buy the 3.5-inch arms. Luckily, a set of the 3.5-inch arms is only $9. So you might as well just snag a set of the 3.5-inch arms and then get these. And here's the deal though, these are very weak. I've talked to a couple people that have had small crashes with these, and apparently they break on every single crash, so get yourself 2 sets. Get 2 sets of these. They're gonna break on small crashes because it's a tiny little motor pad here, and then look at how long this lever is. And these aren't very thick, so it's just gonna
if, you knew you were only
break
gonna
it.
be running those if you put super glue in between the arm and the guard plate, if that would help that.
Make it stronger. I think it breaks here. I think it's breaking in here. But yeah, apparently these are very fragile. But these are not. You shouldn't be crashing like these.
Than the carbon though, but I don't know.
Yeah, M2 screws don't seem to be all that strong.
What's that carbon?
Although it's gonna try to pull the. That's a good question. It doesn't say.
Oh.
It doesn't give you like
FPV
any. Yeah, right. Doesn't give you any. Oh, maybe down here. Hold on. Plus guard option, 3.5-inch arms, 230 light guards. Hey, here we go. Yeah, no thickness. I'll micrometer them when they get here. 8 blade,
Oh,
89
I wanna
props,
see something.
silence I've ever heard.
Good.
Oh, 89 millimeter. Hold on, let me see. 89 millimeter in inches. This will tell us. Wow. Okay, so they'll swing a 3.5 inch prop. I'll be damned. Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. They're on their way. We'll have them soon, and we'll check them.
Go to Shendron's site.
Shendron's site.
Something ridiculous.
This will get me there.
Yeah. Go to, I think it's under spare parts. Go store.
Store spare parts.
Yeah.
Where?
Go back up. Spare parts.
There it is.
Then Akira parts.
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. That's how.
$240 for that much carbon fiber.
Wow, that
It's
is highway
stupid.
robbery.
Yeah.
This
also-
right here is how you give a middle finger to the FAA, though.
It's also.
Although actually, it doesn't matter because this
It's-
isn't sub
Oh
250.
yeah, it's ludicrous to begin with.
Yeah.
It's, like,
Wow.
If you want a cinelifter, and you need 9-inch props, but you have to have it protected. There's one frame that you can get, and that's the RR Pizza, because that one is like fully enclosed. But that one's like the frame is like $3,000 or something.
Thin that is.
Ridiculous.
Oh my god. And I mean these are M3. Those guards that we were just looking at for the Toothfairy are M2. But yeah, this ain't gonna stop a
Yeah, the
kilogram
RRFPV
rig. 2 kilogram rig. Jesus.
Pizza frame kit.
RFPV?
Is RRFPV. Yeah, the frame kit, if you want it fully enclosed, is like
What a name.
$3,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's-
Gapit's been
It's an amazing frame. It's
Wow.
it's like the whole purpose of it is so that you can do gimbaled FPV and do hand catching. So you can transition
right.
from flight to handheld.
Right.
FPV. And it's amazing for that because it's fully protected. There's no way that you
Wow.
can stick your finger into those props.
Right.
But it's like the frame, just the frame with all the full protection is like $3,000 or something insane.
Jesus Christ.
It's like the people
Money
who are
is
buying
no
that
object.
know
Yeah.
what they need.
Yeah.
And,
Money is no
yeah,
object
but
for
it's-
them. That's wild.
It's insane.
Denzel the Terrible says, is it possible to convert Cinesplore to guarded instead of ducted to improve performance? I mean,
It's
those
definitely
ducts,
possible, but there's no.
or those guards rather, are just bolting on 12 by 12. So technically speaking, you can bolt these onto anything. Whether or not the front and whether or not it'll clear front to rear is a question, but it should, because
We should just.
the Cinesplore will run
making
3.5 inch
those.
props. I know, right?
Like ones that use because the Cinesplore arms, they stick out further to the one standoff.
Yep. Yep.
So if you had it where it was
That's a good
like 3
question.
prongs instead of the 2.
That is a really
Probably
good question. I will try to fit these up to a Cinesplore if you guys remind me, and we'll see if they'll clear. All right, cool. We're caught up on chat. Let's fly these crazy prototype motors a little bit more.
One of the advantages of the Cinesplore is how slow you can fly it, though.
Yeah, for real.
Thing.
For real. It's
Like,
kind of everything.
It's
to be honest.
annoying when you do need to push it faster.
Yeah.
Because you just
Man, the
have to run
V3
different
ducts will
ducts,
boogie
but
though.
Those cloud 149 ducts or whatever.
Those
Those are just like
the ultimate in slowness.
And it's like the perfect speed that you want to fly at too.
Yeah.
It's like they're like I haven't tried different ducks yet because I'm like,
Yeah.
this is exactly what I want.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Who's that?
He just walked upstairs. You just missed him.
We got 3.
Oh, they didn't have more?
Oh, they do. We just couldn't get it.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm surprised that any fit, to be honest. I kind of thought it was going to be I kind of thought it wasn't going to be tall enough. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I can't wait to see him.
Are you done?
I am not.
Where's Dad?
He just walked
He's
upstairs.
done?
I have no idea.
Where is he?
All right, people. Crazy prototype props, or motors rather. Oh wow, did that Did that kill that battery? Oh boy. Is this battery still plugged in? I hope that battery's not plugged in anymore. Oh boy, that poor battery is now dead. Shit sticks. Well, I had a 4S900 mAh battery. And then I plugged it into something
I don't know how your balance board works.
that destroyed it. That's alright. I mean, if that... I'm sure that pulled it down to zero volts across the board. It's in a little bag in the ammo can.
That's too much effort.
Did these batteries go dead, or did you turn these lights
It
off?
went dead. I completely annihilated that battery.
I wonder if it has like low voltage cutoff.
Ooh, good call. I don't think it did. Oh, hey, Mom was just looking for you outside, Dad.
They must have gotten the chairs. That's why
They
I
did.
went upstairs. I gotta go get my shoes. I'll meet them outside.
Yeah, these motors make more power, unquestionably.
I was having a hard time controlling them.
Yeah, they're significantly harder to fly.
Yeah.
The 32,000s are plenty hard to fly. God, yeah. So I can definitely tell because I'm usually pretty dialed in for the amount of throttle blip needed to throw this through these gates up hanging from the ceiling, and I am like consistently hitting the ceiling with these. Let's see if they still have. See if I can notice any less throttle resolution. Not really. I mean, this is still pretty doable. Wow, God, look at that stop! Oh, fart. Oh my God, it just, man, these 702s just feel right.
They're so fun.
Ah! Yeah, see, that is the normal blip, and it just threw it a little, although that was a little too low. Oh, I can't wait to get used to these. Ah! No, no, no!
I got you.
Got it.
Okay.
Perfect timing. Yeah, wow. Oh, you know, I haven't even gone upstairs with these yet. Oh, God, what is wrong with me?
That's where they're gonna shine.
Yeah. Alright, let's run this down the rest of the way. Oh. Oh, no. Hey, get out! Wow! 3.6. Yeah. Oh, God!
You play the drums much with the drone there?
A little bit. Whenever I accidentally crash into them, I'm like, oh, I remember now. Ah. Yeah.
You got it inside the bass drum yet?
Yeah. It's hard to get back out.
Oh, I'll bet.
Really hard to get back out. Ah! Alright, we're in. Ah, no!
Back out.
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
Wish it was on purpose. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's so close. We can almost reach it. I'm not gonna arm it. Can you reach it? There you go, there you go, there you go.
Is that battery done?
Not yet, not yet. Gotta run them all the way into the dirt. So this is over 3 minutes, guys. This is over 3 minutes on these crazy prototype motors. Let's see what it bounces back to. Yeah, anybody that says that these crazy high kV motors kill batteries, like, no. I mean, covering a lot of ground kills batteries, but it'll do that with any of them. Upstairs, time to piss Duke off. All right. Dog getting angry in 3, 2, 1.
The girls are home. Oh, with the drone.
Yeah, I think they wanted to show you the Adirondack chairs.
No, they only could only fit 3 in the car.
Right.
We have to go get the other 3.
Awesome. I was just hoping for that.
But to make it interesting, we're going to go on a motorcycle.
Oh, nice. I'm into it. I'm down. It was acting very weird a second ago. All right, upstairs we go.
I don't think like a screw or something got just like snagged on the carpet a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Billy's
Yeah,
never seen
so.
a drone before.
Oh God, where is she? Maybe she'll bite it and eat it.
She was upstairs. I don't know if your mother took her out or not.
Oh, there she is. She doesn't seem to care at all. She's just
Yeah.
looking right at it.
Hit her with it.
All right, let's see the big power loop. Oh my God, it just recovers. It just.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, it will go down. Don't eat it, little dog. Don't eat it.
As long as it doesn't squeak, she's.
Oh, there goes Duke. Sorry, Duke. As long as it doesn't squeak. Nice. Oh, this fan could do some damage. Let's orbit it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, no. Oh boy. Oh boy. No. Don't go up there. All right, no more upstairs. There's dogs. There's fans. This is the most impressive thing line of sight, Dad. Ready? Like that. Just that direction change is always. That's my favorite. Oh boy. Get in there. Ah! Those newbie drone gates are the worst.
They are.
But now I got this one. I got this one like this now. So
They're
maybe we can.
because they don't look like they're that much smaller.
Yeah.
But then you just always hit them.
Every time. So what can I use that? So I guess I can go up through it like that. Ugh. There's always another gate waiting to kill me. Ah! What did that hit?
Light.
Okay. No. Easy. So I could do a little bit of that. That's kind of fun, I guess. What I was really hoping to do, though, is this. Okay, that's doable. That's fun. Fun-looking little movement. No. There we go. Whap! Over there? That's cool. This is a cool little. Oh yeah, that's fun. It'll be better once the LEDs are back on, but you know. Wow, yeah, okay. This is these prototype motors are awesome. I would love for this to be a production motor. For the rest of you to check out. This is the battery dead too. This is the battery at 3.5. It still jams. No, it stops, man. It just stops. I don't even think I got up high enough down that one. Oh, wow. This is ridiculous. Okay. I don't know. They're just like, with all of our flying, there's a pace. I talk about this a lot, but for anybody that hasn't heard me talk about this, there's a pace to... I just went to I-band. What's happening? There's a pace to like how quickly we blip the throttle, and when you find the right motor for your pacing, like things become repeatable, and you're able to start doing like that incredibly challenging power loop down low, up blindly through the ceiling gap, over and over and over and over and over again. Like the ability to do that with any kind of frequency like that is nuts.
Let me put my rates on it.
Good idea. Ba 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 ba. The song of our people. Bluejay getting ready to chop our fingers off. Ramdogma says FPV for the public is being treated like Alan Turing.
What's your USB cable?
Just do it in the OSD.
Can you do actual rates in USB?
Yeah.
Is it actual rates, Matt?
Oh, good call. I might not have it on. Actual rates for the second profile. We're just gonna make you. We're just gonna get second profile. Monitor mic, Betaflight coming up.
Yeah, Izzy just switched to using my rates.
Nice.
And then she also switched to AETR because that's my phone. So now we can just hand each other
Right.
You can just like literally swap modules, ELRS modules, and then fly each other's quads.
Yeah,
Using
that's
our own
cool.
stuff.
That is the nice thing about
yeah.
modules, for sure.
Yeah.
That is one of the nice things about modules. All right, so let's go to rate profile 2. It was on actual. Yeah, it was.
50, 570, 0.57.
All right, cool. Not too dissimilar.
No, yours is just. Ours are very similar in the center, and then it's just max rate. That's. You messed up, y'all.
Farts. That would have been fun to fly. Have you done that before?
I'm not.
So I did it like a month ago, and it's absolutely outrageous. Line of sight. You just max rate out and just blip the throttle, and it's really like a cartoon. It's absolutely outrageous. Really impressive that they can achieve that kind of. Yeah, so do that, guys. Change your, take your max rate all the way up, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, whatever it maxes out. And don't do it in the goggles because it's almost unflyable. And plus, it's only cool when it's line of sight. And just take the thing up and just blip the throttle and just spin it, and it's absolutely amazing. If there's anybody like watching you, it's a good trick to do. Like if somebody's watching you line of sight, turn a profile on with that.
Watching Steel fly. His
At
not
1200
normal rates, but his super high rates.
Right.
Line of sight is insane.
Right.
It's
right.
so much fun.
It is a thing. Let me see if I can maybe bring this battery back to life. I can't imagine that I'll be able to, but yeah, it's worth a shot. Worth a quick shot. VRX, Eva, talk through your. That battery's dead. I put a dead battery on it. Let's try this one. What are you up to over there?
Trying to adjust your IPD a little bit.
Is this one charged?
It's
Come on,
just
be
very
charged, yo.
sticky.
Be charged. 4.31. There we go. Much better. Yeah. All right. I'll be right back. Eva, talk to chat through your frying.
I'm not very good at talking while I fly though.
It's a real skill.
Also, I'm just really not used to your arm switch
Voltage
position.
checker won't even turn on. The voltage checker's like, no. That battery is on fire.
These are my rates, but it's still not my radio, so it still feels weird.
Alright, so let's hook a big battery up. Let's see if we can jumpstart this.
How much throttle extra are you running on that?
0.4, and the midpoint might be wrong now. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It can't be too bad because
If I just try flying.
because I would have noticed it if it was really bad, but it's probably not quite right.
Slow to the ground.
No.
Yeah, it's not bad. Nope.
Hey, I got the
Let's
turret
not
going.
smash into my face.
Might catch on fire though.
What was it at?
Anti-charging in process.
What was it at?
One cell was completely dead. The other
Oh,
ones were at
jeez.
like 1 point something volts. But one of them was
That's-
completely not
cool.
showing up.
Do you have a lipo checker that beeps?
Well, yeah, that would be a good idea. 3.71. This one's dead. 434. All right, so we got one more charged battery or two more? Let's see. Two more.
For some reason on your radio, yaw just feels really weird.
Because I have the yaw springs cranked up to keep me from when I really fastly move the throttle. This way I don't accidentally put yaw on. That was thrilling. That came right by everything. Gamagonad thinks he clicked the link before I went to FPVCycle, but I'm not sure. Anyway, any way to know for sure because I'm about to drop a few $100.
Oh, that was hard.
There's no way to check it until after you've checked out. But I mean, you can always just hit it again if you haven't checked out yet. Yeah, you can just hit it again. It gets into the ceiling so easily now.
I do want to try it upstairs.
Just do one big blast and then run away because those dogs are going to eat it. Kevin Sumner says, does Progressive RC do affiliate links? I don't think so. Joey Whittaker says, BK is Bluejay. What's BK? Oh, boy.
That was not great.
That ain't coming out.
Nope.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will. Come on, turtle mode. Yeah!
There we go.
Yay! I think Maggie was on her way to pick it up.
Alright. One more time.
It's got, yeah, these are the jam.
That was just the tiniest little blip.
And look, again, we're over 3 minutes. Again, friends. High KV motors do not kill. Unless you sit them at full throttle, but just don't do that, you know? Just don't do that. Now Joey Whittaker says BJ is Bluejay. And look, it's still hanging in. 3 minutes and 20. These motors are more efficient than the
Crash flip always throws me off.
lower KV. I know.
Yeah, crash recovery, I mean.
I'm very tempted to stop using it, but I think it helps more than it hurts.
It definitely does.
I really do.
It's just always weird when I crash and then I'm right side up.
Yeah, you do get used to it after a while.
Yeah.
After a while, it starts to feel normal. Oh God, bring that back. That battery's gonna burst into fire. Much fire, very battery. So there it is, friends.
Very good, Ava.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, we're gonna test the 603s. Tomorrow we're gonna test the 603s because I don't feel like ripping these. I'm tempted to just put them on and be like, yeah, they feel great, but no, we need to. There needs to be a proper comparison. I think the comparison might be to the 32,000s. I think I'll put them on here. Take these prototypes off, put them on here, and then we can compare them to 32s. Yeah, 702 32,000 to 603 30.
That's gonna work out.
With a tri-blade. It should make more power. I'm convinced.
With the tri-blade,
yeah, with a tri-blade. Even with a bi-blade, I think it'll make more power. So yeah, we'll see. That's a plan for tomorrow. That's all I've got for you guys. Any last second questions for my dad or for Eva? Anybody? Because I am going to shut this down. And yeah, get some food. I'm starving. And we have lots of leftovers.
I gotta get home at some point.
It's true. Someday.
Oh yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock.
I
got here yesterday.
Almost 24 hours ago. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Careful with Bluejay. Start to notice if Bluejay is acting weird and bring it back to chat.
Also,
and we'll see if something's going on.
Same thing with BL Heli 32. That's what I've noticed is with the motors tab, sometimes it just won't stop spinning.
In BL Heli 32? I haven't noticed that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, I had that happen with the lifter once, and that was weird.
Northern Tier says they had them both.
Like I did.
Oh, that's very scary.
Motor order, and there was like motor mapping or something because I had the ESC.
In the Wizard?
Flipped. The ESC is rotated like 90 degrees or something. So I had to like do the remapping.
Oh, right, the remapping. Right.
After that, it just would not stop spinning until I unplugged the battery.
God, is that weird? Gamagonad says, reason being is I have 3.5 Toothfairy with 3.5 ducts now. Tangle something shiny. Nice. Got it. All right, friends, we're shutting this shit down. I'm hungry. Be good. Here comes some flying from the hotel. And let's do this one. No. Hold on. Let's do this last one. Yeah. 700 meg. What? Work, computer, work. You can do it. All right. Epidemic sounds as usual. You guys know what's what. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Now I'm ready. I'm crashing on screen.